So transport moves our world. Every time we use or wear a physical item, it has been transported by a truck. But for the last 1,000 years, we've perfected our methods of transportation from ships to steam and now into trucks. And that has created the wealth in our economy. Challenge for us is that this has also created a CO2 footprint that we cannot have. So we need to continue the trend on wealth creation, on executing flawless transport, while also making sure that we cut down our CO2 footprint, and this needs to happen fast. So what's guiding the development at Scania is a couple of global trends that we've heard from our speakers also earlier today. It is about what used to be a globalization now being more of a regionalization, sustainability, guiding everything we do and guiding our targets to hit 50% of our sales in 2030 to be battery electric. And also digitalization. We're seeing when we started to connect our trucks, everyone thought we were crazy, and now we have 1 million trucks that is now connected on the roads. And the 3 key things that we are betting really hard on for our innovation efforts and our development efforts is autonomous. I'll come back on what we're doing on there. Connectivity, connecting all of our products and all of our services, and also electrification. And what we're seeing is the electrification is no longer just about the trucks, it's about selling an integrated solution that delivers value to our customers. So how do we deal with this in the Scania Group? We are actually working very hard to be at the forefront of this, investing very heavily into this new ecosystem that is being built, and creating new companies and investing in new companies and innovations. So for the last 130 years that Scania has been in business, we've been focusing on the hardware set of the equation for our customers. And that's been a craft that we've perfected over the last 100 years. But what we're seeing now is we're seeing that our customers are expecting us to innovate together with them across their full perspective, across the full system that they operate in. And that is on the energy equation that is currently approximately 1/3 of the operational costs of our customers. And it's going to undergo a significant transformation when things turn into battery electric. Then you'll need, as a customer of Scania, you need to manage all of the public depot charging, and you can get the economics to work. On the driver's side, we just heard from the speaker just before on the pain of the driver shortage. Here's a key area where we're investing in to help our customers to make sure that they're able to manage that transition. So what we're doing is we're investing heavily in 3 key things. I'll talk a little bit more about what that is. It's in energy and infrastructure, it's in asset management and circularity, and it's in autonomous and supply chain. So what we're doing is, together with our industry peers and together with our colleagues in the group worldwide, we're building new companies that innovate and work together with our customers to provide new services integrated with our traditional services, like, for example, our trucks and our repair and maintenance services and financing services. And then also we have We have 2 growth capital funds that are heavily investing into the market in all of these sectors, from energy to asset management to autonomy. So in essence, you can say the way we go about managing this change is going full into it, building new businesses that we integrate into our core business, that we offer to our customers, and we also are investing and putting money back into the ecosystem and supporting the next wave of customers and companies that are getting built up. So I'll talk a little bit more what this means to us. So energy and infrastructure. So what this means to the Scania Group and to the Scania customers is, for the last 130 years, energy and infrastructure has been pretty simple for our customers. You just go and you fill up your truck at the gas station. There's limited optimization needed. However, in a battery electric world, that completely changes the value chain of energy and infrastructure. So it means that you now need to have an integrated system for both the infrastructure, meaning how you transfer the energy from the new gas station, which is a charging station, into the truck. And here we have invested together with our industry peers into a public charging company called Milans. And we are now heavily investing into a new infrastructure company, I'll talk a little bit more about that, with the ambition to build 40,000 charging points that we operate together with our customers on their premises. Asset management and circularity for us is really around how do we help our customers finance these new products that we bring to the market. So one example is charging infrastructure. How do you finance charging infrastructure? A company like Scania has been perfecting the method of financing anything on wheels for the last 100 years. Now we need to finance batteries. We need to finance charging infrastructure, and that's something completely different. And then on the autonomous and supply chain perspective, it's really around, we look at it from our customers. So how can we help our customers get a better operating economy in their operations with the Scania solutions that are integrated, non-autonomous and autonomous products. So I'll talk a little bit about what we're doing in this space. So Erinion, it's a new company that we launched in May, publicly with a big ambition to operate 40,000 charging points by 2030 for Scania customers. And for us, this is something completely new. We're jumping right in to the infrastructure space. And what we're doing is, and why we're doing is, that if you look at our customers that are buying a battery electric vehicle, so the challenge for them is that the battery electric vehicle is already in itself, it's a 3x the price of a diesel vehicle. And then on top of that, you also need to invest in charging hardware, charging infrastructure. So that's number one. Charging infrastructure is an additional capital expenditure typically. Secondly, charging, and especially advanced charging in the home depot, that requires completely new operational capabilities. That requires new type of software for managing your energy costs, storing that back into a battery, making sure when you use the battery, when you charge from the grid, all of those things, that's a completely new operational capability for a Scania customer. And that gives an uncertainty for the Scania customer in terms of what actually is the operating economy in this new world with these new products. And here we need to help our customers, and that's why we created Erinion. And we're seeing that the home charging, so in essence charging at the backyard or at the home base of our customers, that will be 60 to 90% of all energy consumed in a new battery electric world. So what Erinion is doing is doing the complete turnkey solution for setting up the home charging for our customers, from analysis to solution design to deployment and operations. We take charge and care of everything, and the customer only need to show up and charge. And we also finance it, so it will be a monthly fee or a kilowatt hour fee for our customers. So no capex needed. I'll talk a little bit about autonomy. We heard about autonomy here, and when you hear speakers talk about autonomy, sometimes you see this sort of glooming, it's always 5 years out, but it's here now. It's happening now. We just publicly launched our first contract for a full autonomous solution that we will operate for our customers last week. But to us, it's really about getting that 0 accidents and 0 waste, which is very important for our customers, and that's coming from our heritage. A couple of you have seen this definition of what actually is autonomy, and I think it's good just to repeat that a little bit. So when you talk about autonomy, you typically look at it from, so this is from a chart from something called SAE, the Society of Automotive Engineers. So they look at autonomy from level 0 to 5. Where level 0 is no automation, and level 5 is full automation anywhere, basically. So level 0 to 2, that's been something that our industry have been working on for a very long time. So that's typically our ADAS or assisted driving. When it comes to level 3 to 4, that's where it becomes interesting. Has anyone been to San Francisco or Beijing lately? Not a lot, but next time you go there, you should actually try, for example, a Waymo robotaxi in San Francisco that operates at level 4. So that's my former employer, and in essence what you do, you just pull out your app, your Waymo app, you call for an autonomous robotaxi, it pulls up, and it doesn't have a driver. It's pretty weird the first time you do it, but it works. So that is operating now level 4. And the way, this is not magic, this is just pure engineering. So the way it works is the autonomous trucks and the compute infrastructure, it builds a perception of the world. And it does this incredibly well and incredibly much better than a human. And there are various perception technologies employed by various companies. So some companies operate mainly with cameras, so analogous to how a human drives, in as 2 cameras, right? Some companies, including ours, we operate on more perception systems, like cameras, including and also LiDAR and radar. So you have multiple technologies to build your perception of the world. So that's in essence how it works. And what are we seeing? Why is this important to our customers? For our customers, and this has been the heritage of Scania for the last 130 years, we need to help our customers to get a good total cost of ownership. And that's what's driving this, and this is why we're doing this for our customers. It will help them on the driver shortage. It will help them on the safety perspective and help the environment on the safety perspective. And it will also drive sustainability, because we're also making sure that the algorithms that drive the trucks do that really well and do that with the absolute best fuel economy. And on the enabling factors, we're seeing that we still need some work to do, especially in Europe, on the legislation. We're starting our commercial work on this in the US and in Australia. And there's also some work to be done left on the technology, but we're getting there. And we're seeing that autonomy has always been perceived to be 5 years out. There's been this traditional hype cycle, and we've been into this, what we call through of delusionment, and now we're getting into the productivity phase. As I mentioned, we just contracted our first fully operational contract for doing autonomous operations. And that is because now we have the algorithms, we have the data, and we have the hardware, and we have the sensors. And we're seeing now, in terms of what's happening in the market, is the compute power that's coming online now is just, it's 1000x what it was 8 years ago. And we're seeing the evolution of the LiDAR prices. It just follows a learning curve. For every doubling of production, we're seeing a 20% drop in price. So that, in essence, goes to zero. So compute just goes through the roof, and the pricing of the key components, it goes to zero. So that's what we're seeing, and that's what will be a key factor in this to get the total cost of ownership down for the Scania customer. And we're seeing that it roughly equally the same in terms of market adoption across the markets, with some leadership from North America and Asia, but I hope that Europe will be able to catch up. And the way we're going to take our position in the value chain, it's going to be to supporting the Scania customers to operate in an autonomous world. So the core is the autonomous base vehicle. So it's the hardware equipment, and then we integrate the autonomous system, homologated with the truck. So you buy that as one package. And then we include the additional layer on top to our customers, so our customers get that ready truck with the driver as a service, so they in turn can provide that full transport service to their customers. So that's what we're going for. That's the position that we're taking in the value chain. We want to be our part and support the ecosystem in rapidly moving forward. That's it from me. Thank you.